called the fear hormones. When you get scared, not just you, any mammal, your adrenal gland secretes them into your bloodstream, which some predators like the taste of. So they'll stalk and scare their prey until they smell just right. Then...
No. You're saying it wants to eat us?
It's just a theory.
This is Neo, the world's first consumer-ready humanoid robot, created by 1X Technology out of Norway. This robot is 5'6", 66 pounds, and powered by an AI brain. For anything that it can't do, you can hire a real person to control it remotely through virtual reality.
I like this Christmas looking shit, Miss Summer. And thank you all for being such a wonderful gift to us.
See, that's the thing about consciousness that people don't understand, is you still do enjoy holidays, but it be with you the stuff you learned about what a holiday actually is. Yeah, you still like to just eat a bunch of food, but then you learn about what actually happened between the Pilgrims and the Indians. Or shall I say Native Americans, my apologies.
Grand Rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching on TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did have to say, shout out to Jatavian Allen. And real quick, I had to shout out Mama Russell. Brianna Baby had to tag me. Shout out to Brianna Baby. She is a legend. She a longtime supporter of the channel. Shout out to Brianna. She told me to check it out. I checked it out and it was Mama Russell. And if I'm not mistaken, that was La Russell's mom. I think that's dope. But I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I told you I was going to shout you out. It's all love. Again, thank you. Thank you. But I appreciate you. I told you I was going to shout you out. I hope you're having a smooth 7. It's love. For real. Thank you. I know today is Thanksgiving. I don't know who celebrates. I don't know who doesn't celebrate. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. So I hope everyone has, if you do celebrate it, I wish you will. I hope you're having a good Thanksgiving. If you don't, I hope you're just chilling. I hope you're having a smooth 7. Man, I just hope everybody get time with their family today. Whether you celebrate it, whether you don't. Family time is a must at all times. So I hope everybody having a good time with their family. But y'all know what it is. I ain't going to hold you. I wasn't even going to drop a video today, but I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and drop one. So, with that being said, y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Did you hear that there was a tunnel just discovered last week that goes from Tijuana, Mexico, all the way under the U.S. and up into Vancouver, Canada? It was built by the cartels, and the U.S. governors are saying, hey, look, we're glad we found out. We're going to fill this thing full of cement, but it will cost $3 trillion worth of cement. The cartels are suing the U.S. in the Supreme Court, saying, hey, in the Treaty of Versailles and maritime law, if something is 50 feet under the surface of a country, that country doesn't have jurisdiction over it. Therefore, the U.S. cannot fill it full of cement. And the U.S. is saying, we don't care about that. It goes under our country. So it's a huge legal dispute. I'm curious if you think the cartel has rationale or the U.S. governors. This is the end of the tunnel when it comes out into Vancouver, Canada. It's incredible there. The crazy thing is that they actually dug it and put the cement up. It only took them 3 years, they said, and engineers across the country and the world are in a tizzy saying, this is an engineering feat. It might be the 9th wonder of the world. But I'm curious if you think it should be filled full of cement, or maybe like they can sell it to a corporation like Amazon that could use it to actually ship products and for logisticers.
Man, f that. Bro, I'm gonna tell you now. He worked for them people. He working for the government, bro. Why would he say some shit like that? Who in their right mind would give a corporation all that? You know what I mean? They probably already got some shit like that, but nah, bro. Nah. He working for them people. I'm gonna go ahead and say cartel had a strong ass point with saying if it's 50 feet underground, you don't got jurisdiction over that. I would agree with that, bro. I think that that's right. And for them other people to come back and say we don't care about that. They never care about laws, bro. And he's still gonna turn around and side with them. He one of them, bro. He an agent. I stand on that. I stand on it.
I've never come to see this statue before. When I first came here in 2018, I never came down here. So today, we're gonna go take a peeky peek. Impressive up close and personal. Oh my stars. Oh wow.
Shout out to VA, man. Second home.
We're at the Chumash Caves, Native American caves. Check out this. Let's see if I can turn on the light. Something there goes. Yeah. Oh damn, that scared the shit out of me. But anyways, there's a lot of markings on the wall on this rock. And look at this. How cool is this? Wow. This is amazing. If you hear bugs or flies in my camera, it's because they're really loud. Anyways, thank you to all the spirits here. Appreciate you. Thanks.
Oh, did y'all hear about the cave that they found in Vietnam? It's called the Sung Dum Cave. They found it, and villagers were talking about how they seen this creature called the seraphim that walked into this cave, right? So the scientists, they went down there to go explore the cave. And I'm gonna talk about the seraphim later on. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. So when they went into this cave, right, they were able to recognize that this cave was 3 million years old. Not only the cave was 3 million years old, it had its own ancient forest in the cave. It's one of the biggest caves they ever seen, about 40 feet. Now, when they was exploring the cave, they also found water. They didn't find a puddle, they didn't find a stream, they found a damn river. Do you know how big a river is to be able to fit in a cave? So when they found this river, right, they started exploring, seeing what it was, checking it out. They realized that the reason why the forest is like this is because of the sunlight coming in. Not only that, the creatures living in is a reptilian with wings living in those caves.
I don't want no smoke, but I don't think that those images is real.
Did you know Georgia has a monument that tells its entire history? Above the capital city of Tbilisi, the Chronicle of Georgia towers with 16 basalt columns, some over 100 feet tall. Built in 1985, it blends kings, saints, and stories of Christianity into one epic monument. Beautiful, powerful, and still off the radar for most travelers.
I ain't even know that exists, yo.
I hate being right. What? Adrenaline. Cortisol. They're called the fear hormones. When you get scared, not just you, any mammal, your adrenal gland secretes them into your bloodstream, which some predators like the taste of. So they'll stalk and scare their prey until they smell just right. Then...
No. You're saying it wants to eat us?
It's just a theory.
That's a horrible theory.
Well, if it's the fact.
Okay, let's just for the moment assume that you're right.
No, I do not want to assume that.
But if he is, what are we supposed to do? I mean, it's not like we can just stop ourselves from being scared.
Guys, what if we could?
How many of y'all watched that episode and said, damn, they put it in our face? How many of y'all said that, bro? I know I said that. I had to go searching for that clip. Personally, I had to. I was sitting there watching it and I was like, nah, bro. They just put that right there. They said that. They said that, bro. Yes, this is in the, if you want to go watch it, I want to say it's like episode It might be the newest one or the one before the newest one. I'm not sure. Let me know if y'all know for sure. But it's like the last 2 or so. I heard that. I was like, bro, ain't no way they just said this shit. They said it. They said it. Do y'all think it's truth in plain sight? And they defeating karma by letting us know ahead of time? Or do y'all think that it's just entertainment and none of it's true? I'm going to say it's entertainment and none of it is true.
I'm talking about The Power. A great example of someone with a shine is Dick Halloran, who's in It, Welcome to Derry, The Shining, and even Dr. Sleep. In It, Welcome to Derry, Halloran is what allows the military to find out more about Pennywise because his psychic abilities are so strong. And in The Shining, an older version of Dick Halloran can talk to Danny Torrance, another character with a shine, from miles away without ever even opening his mouth. In The Shining, Halloran describes the shine as a psychic ability, but there's more to it than that. The shine is kind of a psychic wavelength that links people through emotion, memory, and fear. The stronger the shine, the clearer you see things that others can't, like ghosts, danger, and the future. That's why Halloran feels the evil of Pennywise like radiation. And that same current runs straight through Derry. Shiners in the connected Stephen King universe can project thoughts, enter dreams, relive the past, and see psychic imprints. Like crime scenes replaying themselves in real time. They can feel death before it happens, sense pure evil when it's near, and even in rare cases use that power to heal or fight gods. And a great example of this is the 2017 It movie, where some members of the Losers Club are suspected to have the shine. In the movies, their visions, their connection across decades, and their belief itself hurts Pennywise, a god. And it's ultimately what allows them to beat him. And it's also why they remember things in Derry that other adults forget, and why they see things that others can't. Overall, at its core, the shine or the shining is humanity's last defense. It's the light that fear can't kill.
Pennywise ain't no god, bro. And if you watch the show, they tell you he's a fallen angel. If you watch it, the episode I was just telling you about, he ain't no god, bro.
Did you catch that reference from tonight's episode of It, Welcome to Derry? If you haven't noticed, this show is pulling from all of the King universe, and tonight is no exception because we got this scene pulled straight from Dr. Sleep, and we gotta talk about it. In tonight's episode, we see Dick along with the military enter into the sewers, and it ends up getting into Dick's head. Not only that, it breaks into the box that he hides what he fears most, which is not only his grandfather, which you see, but I'm sure a ton of other demons and monsters that are going to be more horrifying than it and Pennywise himself. This was pulled directly from this scene in Dr. Sleep as he explains what this box is for, and he shows Danny how to basically move on with life and get past all of these demons that are haunting him that want his shine.
What you can do is turn what they come for against them. My grandfather, he was a mean son of a bitch. Dark inside. Same type of dark as your dad. Beat me senseless, and my grandma too, and when he died, I danced. But he kept on coming back. Standing in my room, suit all gray and stinking from whatever mold was growing on him in that box. So, Grandma, she taught me a trick. Gave me a present. I want you to know this box, inside and out. Don't just look at it, touch it. Stick your nose inside and see if there's a smell.
Why?
Because you're gonna build one just like it in your mind.
I absolutely love how they are tying these stories together with Dr. Sleep and Welcome to Derry because Dr. Sleep is one of my favorite films out there. On top of that, like I said in my last video, I think that box that's in his head is going to play a huge part in the finale. And not only that, I do think that the vision of his grandmother is real. I don't think that's it. She's basically doing what he did for Danny and helping him fight this monster, which he's going to need a lot of help with because I think in this episode, when he gets into his head and opens that lockbox, I think it actually trapped Dick in there. I think he used that box against him, and especially with how this episode ends, I think there's a lot to explore here. I think these next few episodes are going to be absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Dick's now trapped in his own head? His own head?
Let me know if y'all like the show though, overall.
Why is your things up?
Everybody needs to watch this video because this could have ended very badly. So this Kick streamer is out having fun with her friends when one of her friends points out something unsettling. She asks, "Why are the windshield wipers up?" And for those that don't know, that's usually a sign of traffickers who want to show that there is somebody in this car that they can take, and that when you go out to fix them, somebody takes them. Thankfully, she understood this and drove off. Watch this.
Why is your things up? It's cooler than this. What the is that?
Away from trafficking.
That's a way for you to
get out the car and fix that shit and someone stabbed me under the car.
Oh, hell no.
Wait, no. That's weird. That's weird.
If you think that's unsettling, pay attention to this part, because you can see a shadow of what looks like somebody who would have ran up on her should she had gone out to fix those windshield wipers.
Oh, hell no.
Wait.
So now you know. If it doesn't sit right with you, don't get out of your car. Go to a safe space and fix it there. But this could have been a lot worse.
There's a f***ing seance going on in the park, dude.
Yo, these are like lit too. What the fuck?
Oh, hell no.
Yo, they were like just here.
I want to go home. I forgot my pole.
I wouldn't be coming nowhere near it. I'm good.
How the f next week Thanksgiving and last week it was just Halloween? Bitch, are we time traveling? Every time I look up, it's a new day. We don't even got afternoons no more. We can't eat, sleep, or shit without it being a new month. What the and the worst part about it, we still broke.
Lied to us about everything. They fucking lied to us about everything. This realm, this 3D reality that we live in is governed by emotion. It's governed by energy, frequency, and vibration. And emotion is literally energy in motion. The only way to truly get to God is through feeling. It's all about feelings. They lied to us men, and they told us men that feelings were weak. It was stupid. It was soft. They lied to us, men. Your feelings are your superpower. Your feelings are everything. Your feelings let you know that you're on the right path. So why the to this day are they still telling little boys you're not allowed to cry? They're still telling little boys, oh, you're a bitch if you cry or if you feel or you're a little. They lied to us and they still lying to us. This is crazy. This world is backwards. The opposition, the enemy is planting seeds into children's minds, into the parents' minds, to deceive their own children. These systems, these school, the whole system, all of this shit is a lie. Men, I say all this to say, your feelings matter. Your emotions matter. You cannot be whole and complete if you are disconnected from your emotions. You cannot be whole and complete if you are disconnected from how you feel. Your feelings are going to get you to God. Stop letting people, places, environments tell you otherwise. If you're in a relationship and they tell you that you're weak or you're soft or you're too sensitive, what, are you crazy? Being sensitive is a superpower. Listen, it's up for you to wake up to the truth. It's up for you to put yourself in circles and environments with people who honor your emotions, with people who honor your feelings. Your feelings matter, man. Your emotions matter. Let the little boy cry. Let that little boy cry. That little boy that was never able to cry because he was told that your emotions are weak or wrong. No, let that little boy cry. You are so worthy and deserving of love, beautiful soul. And so it is complete.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Fellas, I don't know what some men tell they kids or tell their sons particularly, but I was raised, men can cry, men can feel, men can be sensitive, men can be emotional, but you need to learn how to control it. If you bleed, if you broke something, cry, bro. You lose a family member, cry, bro. That shit hurt. You stressed out, let them tears out, bro. But don't be, you are still a man, so act like a man. You know what I mean? Don't act like a woman, because don't no woman want no man acting like a woman. You get what I mean? Like, that's facts. But it's okay to feel. It's okay to you're supposed to feel. This is a human experience we live in right now. So amongst this human experience, live, feel, experience all that. And I remember seeing my great grandfather transitioning to the next phase. And my uncle, I'm holding tears, and he was like, "You want to cry?" And I was like, "I do." He was like, "Let it out. You're supposed to let it out. Don't make you less of a man because you didn't cry because your family is transitioning. Bro, let that out. Cry." I was going through something one time, and he said, "You're supposed to love all the way around. You're not supposed to half-ass love. You're supposed to feel. Feel that. Tap into that." He helped me grow in ways that I can't even explain sometimes. But I needed that. But in my household, the whole family told me, you able to cry. My grandfather, my uncle, my step-pops, my moms, everybody. Go ahead and cry if it hurt. If it hurt, cry. Just don't be crying because you want to be a crybaby ass man. Don't do that. But if you feel like you got to get it off your chest and you feel frustrated about something's troubling your spirit, let it out. And I advise that. Any young man watching, I advise that to any man who feel like they can't. Bro, if you know you're going to go F some shit up, what's wrong with crying? You know what you could do at your worst. Just let it out so you don't get to that point. Don't risk it. You get what I mean? Don't let nobody control your energy or control your perspective or your emotion, or if you can cry or if you can't cry. The world is backwards.
Can you believe it? This piece of meat was actually printed in 3D. It looks, feels, and even tastes like real beef. An Israeli tech company made this amazing discovery, and the process is as fascinating as the result. They start by taking stem cells from a cow and growing them in a lab. These cells are fed a special nutrient solution, which helps them multiply quickly. Once there are enough cells, they're ready to be 3D printed. The cool part? A computer controls everything, even the shape of the meat and how much fat and muscle it has. The engineers have already printed a steak. While it's not ready to eat yet, it's alive in a way. Under a microscope, you can see tiny muscle fibers moving. In just about a month, this lab-grown steak could be cooked and served on your dinner table. Normally, it takes years to produce expensive and rare Wagyu beef, but with this 3D printing technology, the process only takes a few minutes. When it's fully prepared and served, you wouldn't even notice the difference between this synthetic and the real meat. However, at the moment, this technology is still extremely expensive, so it's not something you'll see in stores anytime soon. But what about you? Would you try it?
I got so many questions.
Hey, you realize that you're literally one shift away from changing your whole life, right? Like, I know you guys have heard the expression, if you think of a yellow car, you'll see a yellow car. Well, that's because our mind works on command and prompts, and it's going to give you whatever it is you're seeking. So if you tell yourself you can or you can't, you're going to be right either way, okay? And we've been so programmed in life to just say, I can't. Like, we have a tendency to confront everything with a negative mindset. Like, I can't lose weight. I can't get out of debt. I can't change. And the second you tell yourself any of that, your brain literally goes to work to prove you right. It's going to show you every reason why you're stuck, every excuse, every doubt, every reason why you can't. It's going to prove the reality that you're building based on your thoughts. But if you flip it and ask yourself, how can I? Like, man, how can I get in shape? How can I make more money? How can I change? How can I do this? That small, tiny shift is going to force your brain to start firing in different directions and start looking for answers instead of building walls. Like, you'll start noticing opportunities. You'll see doors that you didn't see before. Like I said, think of a yellow car, you're going to notice a yellow car. It's the same situation. The language in which we talk to ourselves in is of the utmost importance because it can change everything. It can either build you up or it can tear you down. So the next time you catch yourself saying, I can't, stop for a second and be like, no. How can I? And then watch how different your mind literally starts working. Tribe, the goal is always the same, to leave people better than we found them. And this is a major jewel that when it got dropped on me, man, it changed my whole life. And add this to your collection. I promise you, you can change your whole life instantly. You're literally just a shift in mindset away from living a whole completely different life. I can't. Psh, those words don't exist in this vocabulary. It's how can I? My tribe, I love you. I hope you have an amazing Tuesday. Till tomorrow. Namaste.
If you haven't been paying attention to why people are turning their profile pictures purple, listen to me. South Africa is facing one of the most violent and deadly gender-based violence epidemics in the world, meaning their femicide rate is 6 times higher than the global average. Yeah. In just 1 year, almost 6,000 women were unalived. That's a 33.8% increase from previous years. What's even more disappointing is that most of the time it's by a family member or intimate partner. The women in South Africa are not staying silent though. Women for Change. On November 21st, Women for Change is going to do a G20 women shutdown to show their country how important the women are. Women in South Africa will stay home that day. They will not go to work. They will not go to school. They will not spend any money just to prove their point. Which is crazy because a woman, a literal pathway to life, should be protected, loved, and heard instead of thrown to the side like they're nothing. And if you're wondering, oh, Ebenezer, I'm in a different country, what can I do to help? They are actually having a petition that declares that gender-based violence should be a natural disaster. You could find it on their page, the Women for Change page, and get to it.
I did not know this is even going on.
Yep. What are you? That looks like a gigantic spider.
The mass awakening is here. The split is happening literally right now. On one side, we have the awakened souls rising into light, and on the other, we have lost souls that are clinging to the old world, to religion, to government, to validation, to rules that were never rooted in universal truth. And that's perfectly okay, because not every soul came to awaken. Some came to experience powerlessness, what it's like to truly be immersed in the matrix. Now, all of this darkness that we are seeing right now, it's not a mistake. Bashar calls this the rubber band effect. The deeper we get pulled into darkness, the faster we will slingshot into light when we finally let go. That's why right now you see that everything looks very chaotic, because the band is stretched to its limit, but the release is going to literally be glorious. Pluto in Aquarius is exposing the matrix like never before right now. We are seeing the prisons we didn't even know we were living in, the systems we unconsciously praised, the false idols, the leaders who fed off division. All of it is coming to the surface so we can finally face it. And even Charlie Kirk's death became a mirror. It's revealed where people stand mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It showed us who is aligned with truth and who is still lost in illusion. This is what the split looks like, people showing their frequency. And the truth is that we are living in overlapping parallel Earths right now. There's low vibrations, there's the ones in between, and there's high vibrations. The split is widening, and at one point we won't even see each other anymore because the vibrations will be so different. It will be like existing in completely different worlds. And whether that full separation happens in our lifetime or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is that right now we're in the demolition phase. The house is being torn down. We have to see the rot, the shadows, the corruption, so we can rebuild something that becomes unshakable. And the rebuilding starts with you, with me, with us raising our vibration, transcending our shadows, anchoring our light. Every time you choose love over fear, truth over illusion, power over victimhood, you add weight to the scale, and eventually it will tip. So all this darkness and chaos that's going on right now, it's not about fearing the darkness. Don't resent the demolition that is happening right now. See it for what it is, the clearing of space for us to build the new earth. The light is inevitable. Be it, anchor it. Live as if the new earth is already here, because in truth it is. Join us in the Awakening Inner Circle if you're done walking your awakening journey alone, if you're craving clarity, if you're ready to release heaviness and feel lighter, and if you want the support, tools, and direct guidance. This is for you. We begin October 1st. Link is in bio.
She was on point. She was on point.
See, that's the thing about consciousness that people don't understand, is you still do enjoy holidays, but it be with you the stuff you learned about what a holiday actually is. Yeah, you still like to just eat a bunch of food, but then you learn about what actually happened between the Pilgrims and the Indians. Or shall I say Native Americans, my apologies. You learn that the Native Americans were indigenous people of the land, and they basically got purged for colonization by the Pilgrims. Yeah, you love Christmas, but then you learn about Saturnalia. For those who don't know, that's what Christmas actually is. It's called Saturnalia. And it basically was just this giant party where everybody gave presents to one another and had with each other. Sometimes adults will let other adults have with their kids just for presents. Yeah, look it up, Saturnalia. It's a real thing. Yeah, look it up. It's a real thing, and that's actually what Christmas is. And then people like to say that it's Jesus' birthday. No, it's not. Jesus was born in springtime. And also during those times, they changed up the calendar. So now we got April Fool's Day. And back then on April Fool's Day, they would call you a fool because you think that this is springtime now when spring actually started like a month ago. And it's like a lot of people don't even know that they changed the calendar. Bro, they changed everything. Even your Bible. Like your Bible ain't even the original Bible. Even the language, bro, they changed the language that most people speak. Like, bro, you love holidays, you love them, but you just know a little too much, that's all.
The cats were the ones that were controlling the Egyptians. The cats were running the entire show.
Pay attention, because what I'm about to show you isn't just science fiction anymore. We built a robot named Neo that's ready to move into your house. And this might be the line that humanity never was supposed to cross. Matter of fact, look at this. This is Neo, the world's first consumer-ready humanoid robot, created by 1X Technology out of Norway. This robot is 5'6", 66 pounds, and powered by an AI brain. The same kind of technology behind chatbots. But this is the physical one. It talks, listens, and it learns. This bot will fold your laundry, greet your guests, clean your room, and patrol your house while you're gone. And for anything that it can't do, you can hire a real person to control it remotely through virtual reality. You heard what I just said? Meaning someone can walk around your home through a robot, and you can get all of that for $20,000. And if you ain't got that $20,000, they'll put you on a plan. You can get all of that for $499 a month. But let's talk about it. They say it's about helping humanity, but when robots start replacing labor, recording faces, and mapping homes, that's not help. That's called control. Your house becomes its training ground, and your data becomes its memory. And now we jump down that rabbit hole. What if this isn't about convenience? What if it's about dependency? Getting us used to letting these machines run our lives. Because once it's in your home, once it connects to your Wi-Fi and your habits, you're the one that's not in charge anymore. Neo might not be the future. Neo might be a test. And if we fail that test, we won't be just living with robots. We'll be living for them. I'm out.
Hey man, niggas think they slick, bro. This nigga got Deontay Wilder done changed his name and then went to the NBA. Now he going by the name Cisse. Look at this nigga, bro.
Shit, I thought the same thing, bro. I thought I was the only one.
Alright ladies, I was made aware of a new tactic they're trying to do in parking lots of fast food restaurants when you're trying to eat your food in your car. So please, ladies, listen up. What they're doing now is they are having women come up to your vehicle and they're going to state that they are pregnant and they have kids in their car, and they would like you to please get out of your car and come into the restaurant and get some food for them. And even if you insist on giving them cash, they will still insist of you coming inside and getting the food for them and their children. And then when you refuse to do this, this is what they do next. When you refuse, then they will stand behind your car, and a lot of times they're also going to take a picture of your license plate, and they're going to stand behind your car and keep looking over in other directions, because they are a ploy that is being used to be able to traffic you, to take you. So I would suggest is, if you feel unsafe in any manner when someone does this to you, I would state that you need to immediately roll up your windows, lock your car, and if someone is standing behind you, refusing to leave, I would go ahead and honk and put your car in reverse and tap on the brake so that they'll usually move. So ladies, the best advice is, if you get food, just take it home, go eat it there. Don't sit in the parking lots anymore. It's just not safe. They're looking for every opportunity possible to traffic you and get you on the market. So ladies, y'all take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. A massive hailstorm hit Phoenix, Arizona, and it made it look like it snowed for the first time ever. My brother, who lives out there in Phoenix, he sent me all the videos and photos, but please, I beg of you, can somebody please get the blue comment so you could see? It literally looks something out of a movie. First time in Phoenix, mind you. So much hail that it literally blanketed the city. I mean, roofs, cars, the literal patios of houses, the yards, even the streets themselves were covered, what looked like a snow-covered day, but it was just so much hail. People were mostly loving it, believe it or not. They were like, oh my God, I actually get to experience somewhat of snow, but again, it's hail. And they took all the videos, and look, if you just click on the blue comment, I promise you, you are going to be amazed. And if you live in Phoenix, Arizona, you know you are outside either building snowmen, hailmen, and you are making hail angels. I am so confused. It was hail. Anyways, that's been your breaking news. If it happens again, I'll keep you posted. Thank you for watching. Hit the follow, the like, share, and repost. That helps the video.
You think you know the truth about aliens? Well, wait until you see what them government insiders say. Amazon Prime is dropping a documentary that's going to change the way everybody thinks. The Age of Disclosure features 34 high-ranking officials. I'm talking intelligence, military, Congress. Names like Mark Rubio pop up, dropping statements like, something is flying over our nuclear facility, and it's ours. They claim there's been an 80-year cover-up of non-human intelligence and a secret global race to reverse engineer alien technology. And this ain't fun fact about UFOs. We're talking possible national security threats, tech we can't reverse engineer yet, and power structures that may already know more than they're telling. If these claims are real, it's time to question who's really pulling the strings. This documentary is going to show hard-to-deny testimonies, pilots, intelligence officers, missile site witnesses that say they saw the crafts that wasn't human. This shit is going beyond we are alone. This shit is basically about who's been here all along and what tech they left behind. You gotta ask yourself, why are they releasing this shit now? Right when AI is on the rise. Right when space projects are accelerating. This might not just be a disclosure. This might be conditioning. So when you watch this shit like they're finally saying what everybody's been thinking. Because that's what this shit is going to be like. I'm out.
No.
I like this Christmas looking shit in the summer. And thank you all for being such a wonderful gift to us. I do want to say this though. I love the way the room looks. I love the way the room feels. I love the way the fucking room sounds. I love what this room is. One thing that I do want y'all to understand is that it's obvious that there is nothing more important to do as a unanimous general consensus right now other than for this one particular thing. Right here. For me to just, you know, show you how to keep the dice rolling while you're doing that thing over there, homie. Let's go.
Bust to bust, man. Devil came to collect.
Busta Rhymes either lost a bet or he's trying to tell us something. Talk to us, Buster.
My old manager used to manage for Busta Rhymes too. Busta Rhymes, she worked with Dre for a little bit, or rubbed shoulders with Dr. Dre, and she actually helped put on the Heart Festival, Kevin Hart's festival. I think it was in Philly. Years ago though. I think it was the Heart Festival. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, she was connected. I know Busta Rhymes was one of them ones she used to work with, but y'all think he telling us something? Or you think it was just a bet he lost? What y'all think? Another one in a dress.
Zach TV was right about Kanika Jenkins' case. Cause what the hell is the mom talking about? I was so spooked watching him solve the case, I used to think the people was watching my ass through my phone. So when some weird shit come out years later, everything kind of started to add up. Like, I don't know, man. That's just what I think.
I'm scared to even react to Kanika Jenkins shit. To be honest with you. No, that's the same person, boy. I'm telling you now.
Hey, sorry I've been away for a bit. I had to take a break for some personal reasons, but I'm back and I'm waiting for a guest for a tour tonight. But somebody asked me to talk about the ghosts surrounding the Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge, and I looked into it, and I'll start with the Bay Bridge, and it is indeed supposed to be haunted. So it is said that in the 1940s, a man's car broke down on the Bay Bridge. He got out of the car to look for a phone to ask for help, and a car hit him and killed him. And to this day, they say that when you cross the tunnel going towards San Francisco, you can see his ghost. He's still wearing a fedora hat and like a 1940s type of raincoat. And another ghost story says that people, while driving across the Bay Bridge, will suddenly discover a ghostly passenger in their backseat. And an even scarier version is people say that sometimes when they're crossing the bridge, they'll look out their window and they'll see a headless man running outside of their car. Now, people have said that this headless person was a victim of the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake when a 50-foot span of the bridge collapsed. But I looked into it, and the victim of that was actually a woman, so we don't know exactly who this headless man could be. But there's a funny story concerning the Brave Bridge. So when they were repairing it after it collapsed in the 1989 earthquake, workers actually put a troll on the bridge as something to protect the bridge from further disaster. And then in 2013, when they replaced the eastern span, they put a new troll on there. You can't really see it when you're driving across the bridge, but it is kind of cool to know that there's something there that's supposed to protect us.
The more I research quantum mechanics, the more I understand who built the simulation. And more people are waking up asking who built the Matrix, but the real question is, why did you enter it? This construct we call reality was not created out of maliciousness. It was designed, engineered by divine intelligence as a training ground for consciousness, a sacred classroom for souls like you and I to learn how to create, to manifest, and how to evolve through experience. A field of light made solid, where the invisible could become visible, and the infinite could know itself through limitation. But over time, the code was hijacked. Beings who understood its mechanics learned how to manipulate it. They installed fear loops, scarcity programs, control. Why the ones who lie, cheat, and hurt others get to live so easily, but the ones who stay kind and honest keep getting tested? Then the voice inside replied, the devil doesn't make life hard for those who are already his. Suddenly, it made sense. Some people aren't being blessed, they're just being left alone, because they've already chosen the path that costs nothing now, but everything later. The struggle of the good isn't punishment, it's proof you haven't sold your soul for comfort. Now, I see my battles differently. They're not signs of failure, they're signs I'm still fighting for something good and pure. So after the download, the devil doesn't make life hard for those who are already his. I finally understood why so many bad people thrive, and why so many good people suffer. And then I died, quietly, painfully, alone. The death no one grieved because I kept breathing. And breathing looks a lot like living if you're not paying attention.
A speech, and I'm sorry, but I'm glad that I didn't, because I'm not going to do this like everybody else does it. And I'm going to use this opportunity the way that I want to use it. So what I want to say is, everybody out there that's watching, everybody that's watching this world is bullshit. And you shouldn't model your life. Wait a second. You shouldn't model your life about what you think that we think is cool and what we're wearing and what we're saying and everything. Go with yourself. Go with yourself.
Sign of you, oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it.
I felt like people are dancing on our graves. People in fancy dresses, black, of course, posing and living it up on the red carpet. And the black, stupid clothes that the stupid men wore. It's a lie. And I knew they were going to trot the activists out there for PR.
But it sounded like it really derailed everything, right?
Well, yes, because there's a system in place that is about power. And I had played by the rules up until that point. And I felt like, okay, now suddenly I've been violated and it has gone too far and I will no longer abide this.
Asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here and it would have been, Wois, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean, look.
They would have Michael Jackson.
I was not cooperating in rehearsals, and I haven't been taking my medication. All of this was a false. He immediately the next day put me on lithium out of nowhere. He took me off my normal meds I'd been on for 5 years. And lithium is a very, very strong and completely different medication compared to what I was used to.
That was 2 celebrities back to back say they was giving what? That started with an L? That's crazy work. I find it kind of funny though. When I was in high school, they used to call me Kanye West. They used to tell me, like, my mentality was like, yay, And I used to be like, what you mean? They used to be like, bro, you be popping off like how he. So I had to come down a lot. Now, the only similarity I have to that now is like my mom, she tell me like when you going through a rough spot, all you do is work. All you worry about is videos. You need to learn how to balance. You need to learn how to, if you going through a low point, if you going through a dark place, dark space, learn how to remove yourself from work all the time, because all you're gonna do is work yourself to how he do. Even in his documentary, he said that's what he did when his mom transitioned. All he did was work. Ye was working at one point where like for decades at that point, he was just coming with it. Album after album, song after song. He was banging them out. He had bangers coming. And I would say for like the last 3 years, that's all I would do. Even when I was in the dark, like I said, even when I was going through my lowest lows. Now I wasn't the lowest of lowest, but I was getting there. I was going through it. Some of y'all was telling me like, bro, you need to relax. Like, I see you going through it. I see you going through it. And I was literally going through it. And my mom's, my sister, everybody tell me like, bro, you need to slow it down sometimes. Like, they'll even tell me you acting like yay right now. And I be having to slow it down. And my sister already tells me, when we get to a certain level, watch what the hell you really say. Cause I'm the type to really start saying some shit. Like, and she always be like, "Nee, I don't want to lose you like that." So, yeah, shit crazy, man.
Before we talk about the day that the world changed, we have to talk about the day before, that day being September 10th, 2001. Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld gets on TV and drops a bombshell.
According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
2.3 trillion with a T.
And yes, that was trillion with a T. The Pentagon couldn't explain where the money went. It was more of like a massive scandal for about 12 hours. Now let's talk about where. The next morning a plane hits the Pentagon, but it didn't hit the command center. It hit Rumsfeld's office, specifically in the West Wedge. And why does that matter? Because that specific section was being renovated to house, wait for it, the Army's Resource Services Washington office, known as the accountants. You know, the specific people whose job it was to find the missing $2.3 trillion. That's exactly where the planes impacted. Now the budget analysis, the accountants, and the servers holding up the financial data, gone. Poof! Then there's the who and the how, the pilot. I will insert his name here. Now, flight instructor said that this guy couldn't fly, and I will put the name here. Now, flight instructor said that this guy couldn't fly. They wouldn't rent him out of plane because he was unsafe. But on this day, he pulls a 330-degree corkscrew turn, dropping thousands of feet in seconds, leveling out inches above the grass at 500 miles per hour to hit the first floor. Top Gun pilots have said that they can't replicate that move. But the guy who failed flight school nailed it. So let's recap. Money goes missing. The people looking for the money get taken out. The records get destroyed. The pilot pulls a move that defies physics. And suddenly nobody cared about the missing $2.3 trillion anymore because we had a war to fund. The checkbook was officially wide open. And once the budget exploded, guess who was waiting in the wings to catch the cash? We will get back to the private contractors next time. Stay tuned, but now we're going to deep dive as to who made the profits and how they were connected.
Oh yeah, they cooking the books, boy.
Let's clear up the history around the art students that were at the Twin Towers. And now we are talking about two separate officially documented events that happened just before 9/11. I highly suggest you do your own research on this, but on story one is the performance art aspect. In March 2000, the Australian art collective, and I'm going to insert the name, was given space in the World Trade Center 1 on the 91st floor through an arts program. Their installation, it's called the Bee Thing, literally. So let's keep in mind the fact that they are on the 91st floor. 91st. They temporarily modified the external structure, a documented and unauthorized event, to install a small makeshift balcony to stand on at sunrise. And it was definitely a bizarre, confirmed piece of this performance art. I will also add some photos to the comments. But here's story two. The visa enforcement. Separately, in 2001, U.S. federal agents noted many young, is not real nationalists, some with prior military service selling art door to door at near government offices across the country. But the second story is the real kicker. And in 2001, U.S. federal agencies noted many young, is not real nationalists, some with prior military service selling art door to door at near government offices across the country, federal building. But the thing that really gets me is the fact that the DEA, which was involved in compiling information on these activities, was headed by its new administrator and former congressman, I'm going to link the name here, who took the job in August 2001. Now, they say that ultimately over 100 of these individuals were detained and processed for deportation of the INS. The official and publicly stated reason for the removal of the U.S. was visa violations, that they were working without proper permits. Is that all? Both of these verifiable events involving foreign nationals and unusual activity took place right before the world changed forever. Not conspiracy, just a historical record. I guess history's strange. Did you know about both of these incidents? Let me know which one, and you'll be surprised for what's coming next.
Damn, I want to hear more. There's some things I ain't know.
If you put food out in the sun, it gets dehydrated. If I put food out in the full moonlight, it gets putrefied. It putrefies really fast. So it rots. It's exactly opposite. And then you can also, at nighttime, when the moon is full, you can pull out a thermometer and put it out in the light of the moon, right? And let's say that, as an example, the thermometer reads 70 degrees in the full moonlight. If I put it in the shade of the moonlight, it actually gets warmer. And I pull it out, it gets colder again. So the moon's light is cold, it's not hot, so it's not reflecting the sun, it has nothing to do with the sun. That's what I mean by it's its own light. And that's a simple scientific experiment. Anybody can do it. Thermometer. I don't know if you've ever done it, but I've lived in the northern climates before, and a lot of times if I park my car under a tree, I'll come out to my windshield, to my car in the morning, and half of my windshield will be frozen and the other half won't be. It's happened many, many times, and I never really thought about it until a few years ago, and I put it all together, and I'm like, wow. The reason it frosted over is because the full moon light hit that part of the windshield, and this part was underneath the tree in the shade.
So we're rotating around the Earth, the sun.
Exactly. I'm proposing to you that the sun and the moon are moving around us, just like it looks like. They are the same size, not 400 miles further, bigger, and 400 times further apart. It's very much the same. The sun, and as astrologically speaking, I think the moon has just as much of an impact as the sun on us. One is our conscious side, one's our unconscious side. One's gold, one's silver, one's hot, one's cold. From our perspective, the moon and the sun are the same size. From our perspective. But they tell us, science tries to tell us that we're going around the sun, and the moon's going around us. It looks like, and from our experience, it looks like the sun and the moon are different. They're the exact same size. They have power. We can feel their power. Like if you believe in astrology at all, like all of our ancestors have always believed it. They believe that the sun, the moon, and all the stars, each of the individual stars have their own power. They have their own potency that they're affecting us. So like if you're born on a particular day of the year, that's your sun sign. You're a Gemini. And then the exact day that you're born will know, okay, that's where the moon was in the sky. And then they can take a picture of the entire sky. They know exactly where all the planets were the moment you were born. And that's going to impact your entire life. All of our ancestors said the sun is masculine, the moon's feminine. I mean, we can just go on and on and on. And it makes sense. Like if you see the world like that, everything starts clicking. Like all these weird questions that we have from our perspective, from our society, are they're all science questions. They're like, well, if we this and that, then and then you come up with all these weird questions. But if you just see the Earth as simple, that's how I see it. It's just very simple. Basically what it boils down to is the sun is not the center of our galaxy. We are. The sun, the moon, all the planets are revolving around us. And not just us as a whole, but I like to tell people, like, your mom and dad told you the world doesn't revolve around you. And I like to tell them, yeah, it does, actually. It totally revolves around you. Whatever you think and believe is the world that you're going to have. Your thoughts, your perspective, the things you expect happen. We live in a magical universe.
I totally agree with that. And I wanted to ask y'all, because some people don't believe in flat earth. I believe in land outside the ice walls, and I don't believe we spinning on the ball on water. I I don't. I literally don't. But if you do, I respect it. I wanted to say, do y'all think the reason why they were so able to trick our perception and think that we are on a globe is because there's actually a dome on top of us? Because you can't say you believe in the Bible, but then turn around when something's quoted out the Bible called the firmament and God's throne sits above that, you switch it up and say that ain't true. What is true to you then? Do you believe in some of that Bible? Do you believe in all of it? Which one is it? Because the Bible say this, but people who believe in the Bible say we still live in a globe. So what the hell is it? I'm curious. What will make you a believer? It does not. Humans make shit so difficult sometimes, y'all. Sometimes us humans make this shit so much more difficult when it's really just a simple truth. Sometimes we can't accept the simple truth. But I'm asking, do y'all think that that's why it's so easy for them to trick our perception into saying that it's a globe because there's a dome on top? Like there's a dome above us called the firmament? Do y'all think that's what it is? And that's how they was able to get the ball rolling on tricking perceptions. Because if there's a dome around us, I mean, yeah, it's more explanations that they would have to give us, but it's easier for them to be like, we live on a globe. But I'm just asking questions. Let me know y'all thoughts.
You ask yourself the question, why is it so easy for the ones who choose to stay asleep? And I'm going to use this in metaphor. The devil doesn't attack those who have already made the choice. The choice to stay stagnant. The choice to not evolve. See, you made this choice before you were even born. And there's a price that you pay. You suffer. You hurt. You sit in that pain. You die a death that this world doesn't grieve because you keep breathing. The dead in Christ shall rise. And that is what we are witnessing today. It's a rebirth. You weren't born to fit into this world. You were born to build the new one. Y'all have a beautiful day.
Y'all with her or y'all against her?
The movie The Wizard of Oz is factually cursed, and now fans are scared for Ariana and Cynthia because they think every sequel project like Wicked is also cursed. So here's the crazy conspiracy theory.
I am so scared. I feel like this movie has a curse.
The upcoming Wicked movie might be cursed just like The Wizard of Oz.
Wicked and Wizard of Oz have a curse. Conspirators think this curse started because the film deals heavily in witchcraft and dark magic. So it invited in demonic energy, cursing the movie and everyone in it. An example of the movie's curse is that the eventual death of Dorothy actress Judy Garland was due to the trauma she faced while filming The Wizard of Oz. Her struggle with mental health started from being physically and mentally abused on the set by the studio, being forced to go on super strict diets, smoke 80 cigarettes a day to stay skinny, and being given amphetamines so she can work 72 hours straight and sleeping pills so she can get her rest nice and quickly. The role that is especially cursed is that of the Wicked Witch of the West. Alphabet actress Margaret Hamilton almost faced life-ending injuries when a trap door malfunctioned, trapping her right next to the pyrotechnic display when it went off, leaving her with second and third degree burns. Even the stunt double of the role faced life-threatening injuries when the pipe beneath her broomstick exploded, sending her hurtling into the air, leaving her with a 2-inch deep wound in her leg. The next in a series of tragic, coincidental accidents on the same movie. The Tin Man actually claimed 2 victims because the first man cast in the role had an insanely severe allergic reaction to the aluminum powder they used to paint his face, making him pass out, giving him intense chest pains, and leaving him unable to work. His replacement got to use aluminum makeup instead of aluminum powder, but the actor said he had an extremely painful eye infection and said no one should ever wear that makeup. The man who played the Scarecrow said that his mask of foam and rubber, especially under the very hot stage lights, almost suffocated him to death a few times and even left him burlap scars deep on his face when he removed the mask, taking months to heal. Proof that all sequel projects are cursed is that in the Broadway rendition of Wicked, Idina Menzel, who originally played Elphaba, tragically never got to finish her Broadway run. Also due to a tragic accident because her trapdoor on the stage floor opened way too early, so instead of being lowered down, she just fell deep into the hole and broke her ribs. That was at her second to last show that she tragically never got to finish. Other Wicked Witches on Broadway also have horrible accident stories like this. One almost died when her harness broke while she was this high in the air, 15 feet up, letting her free fall to the stage floor. This leaves fans extremely worried for Ariana and Cynthia, as the Wicked movie could be cursed. They're wishing them the best, but they think that something very terrible must have happened on set for both the actresses to go through such physical and emotional transformations. I'm not sure I believe it, but I will say the public spectacle of all the drama that started as soon as this movie began filming and almost ruined Ariana Grande's life makes me suspicious. Fans believe there's been so many bad omens and are concerned as this is only part 1 of the movie.
I'm keeping honest with y'all though. The second one was better than the first one. Less singing, but I mean, why wouldn't it be cursed if it's mocking? If Wizard of Oz was mocking God, Emerald City, all that. Like, come on, bro. I mean, if you gonna mock God, you gotta expect what's gonna come with that shit. And I'm just asking, what y'all think? You can't curse with God's blessing. You can't bless with God's curse. Can't.
I think you all need to explain me this. I want to know that how this lady goes from this to this. How? And wait, it's just getting worse. And this is the one that we all know, Cynthia. And we all know that she is the handler of Ariana Grande. And how this goes from this to this. How is this even possible? I think they need food, or maybe it's Oyampic. But look at Ariana Grande. Here she looks totally fine. But in next clip, she is gone. Look here. How is this even possible? And wait, let me show you that how they act with each other while talking.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and I hope you will be there for the rest of my life. Hi.
Why are they always crying?
And I hope you will be too, and it's been the privilege of my life.
Oh.
That you're learning how to let in.
Oh, I'm crying right now after watching this clip. It's so emotional and that's overacting. Tell me what you all think about that. All jokes aside, tell me what you all think about that. I hope you got it and I want your answer in the comment box below.
Telling y'all, man, that shit just crazy to see Ariana Grande like that. They used to be a major crush and it turned around and like, what the? What, bro? How? How? What happened on set, man? What happened on set? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. But y'all know we made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos, very smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all if y'all watching on your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. I love y'all, Collective, and until I see everyone in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know it.